Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing the brand new Defiance S10 subwoofer from Paradigm. This long-awaited subwoofer is stunning. Adding all of the R&D that Paradigm have invested in over the decades of manufacturing speakers and subwoofers, incorporating room and speaker correction via the ARC, Anthem room correction. This is absolutely stunning. Seal box design, massive amount of power, like there's 500 peaking at 1000 watts of power. 10-inch drive unit, which is 250-ish millimeters in size, again sealed, so it makes it really easy to place in different locations, even within cabinets if required. Huge and elaborate work done on the driver technology itself, so the voice coil, the annulus in the surround, the stiffness of the drive unit, the feet, even the feet for this product are brilliant, and this is now available in 2 colorways. So today we're going to see this in the satin white, because everybody knows what black looks like. Okay, so firstly, the packaging. This is a nuggety, heavy subwoofer. So it's very, very well protected for freight. It's got model and serial number information, scannable in all sorts of places. Now, Canada, where Paradigm is located, it's in the bilingual French-English area, so you'll see a lot of their packaging with French-English on it. In fact, what they've done is they've orientated it that way for English and that way for French. Nevertheless, obviously duplication of scannable information to take into account. And probably, I mean, line drawing, all of that stuff, you've probably noticed what it has on the top is a very distinct stop. Turn it over and open this from the bottom. So that's the first thing we're going to do, turn it over. And it's on the bottom that it's got the unpacking information. Opening this is very, very straightforward. It's a simple enough process to cut the packing tape. Okay. Proudly Canadian. Okay, simple enough piece of closed cell foam, and then spinning this around I want to show you the accessory kit that is supplied with this. So big thick closed cell foam, and in the top of that is a huge accessory pack. Now we're going to dive into that in a moment's time because I want to show this product off to you first. Okay. So, that's where the accessory pack was, rolling this and lifting this out. Okay. Obviously the last of that closed cell foam all cut to shape. This is the top of the subwoofer, so typically what we would do is just continue to roll the unit very, very carefully onto its top. It's worth highlighting that nestled into the closed cell foam packaging, and look at the protection that it's offering. Nestled into the closed cell foam, we've got the desiccant bags to keep it dry in transit. Next step is to open the plastic bag and then the soft cloth polish bag before then rolling it back over. But before we do, I want to share with you the elaborate and intricate work that Paradigm have done on the feet. With any subwoofer producing the level of frequency, the low frequencies that this can deliver, and the punch and control that this can deliver, it's going to potentially start vibrating and rattling the surface that it's on. So Paradigm have spent a significant amount of R&D working on its feet to ensure that it isolates it from the surface that it's sitting on. Please, as always, hang around for the photographs. I'll tip it back over and show you. But the elaborate nature of this highlights the investment in every element of this subwoofer. It isn't some big heavy drive unit and a big amplifier behind it. It's brilliantly crafted in every way, even just the feet. Right, rolling it over carefully. Take that bag off and see the product for the first time. But I'm going to pause. I'm going to drill into the accessory pack first. Okay? So Paradigm logo. Now, it's worth mentioning that on the box and on the back of the subwoofer there is a QR code. Now that QR code is to basically allow you to get very quick access to the Paradigm Bluetooth setup app. The unit has a variety of options as far as its control. I'll drill into that in a moment, but anyway, there's the accessory pack and the QR code. Bit of information, quick startup essentially, right? And a bit of information about best placement for both a single subwoofer and maybe two, as well as how to connect it depending on whether or not you're running one or two subwoofers in a cascade, or the balanced input versus single emitter and things as well. Okay, the accessories. We see an absolutely useless to me power cord that's British, Singaporean or something similar. Hopefully this is a New Zealand one. Look at that, New Zealand figure A, IEC power cord, earthed 3-pin. Worth mentioning, it comes with a series of brilliant spikes that can be inserted. Again, I'll just put those off to one side. As always, hang around for the photographs. I'll fit the alternatives so that you know what they look like when they're installed. But again, that's in a piece of closed cell foam. And then the final accessory box sees a freebie that most don't include. And this is the wireless receiver. Okay, really, really elegant little piece. Wonderful to see that they're including it free of charge. With that receiver, we've got a power pack with the British and New Zealand. Clips straight in here, like that. A very basic RCA to RCA cable, and then the USB cable for the power supply. So all of that is free with this unit. It's unheard of to see these accessories, which can be hundreds of dollars as an aftermarket, included with it. So it's got the 5-volt input, the pairing to the wireless receiver on the subwoofer, and then the line in. And that beautiful little puck can sit with your AV receiver or stereo amplifier and pair and transmit to this wirelessly if required. Okay, on to this beast of a subwoofer. I'm going to reiterate, it's 500 watts, peaking at 1,000 watts. So it's got a huge amount of power. Now, some of that it needs because it is a sealed box, and when you're moving that amount of air, the pressure change in the cabinet, that's going to cause some issues. So throw power at it and that issue goes away. Nevertheless, one of the other things I want to show you before we continue is its design. I hope you can see, and it's always hang around for the photographs, this sort of curve. It's not a curved cabinet, it's actually bent, but the reason that they've done that is to ensure that bracing elements and other things are vastly improved. But secondly, they're managing standing waves inside the box itself. Brilliant that they've had even that attention to detail. And I'm loving this colour option as well. Nevertheless, rocking it backwards, we see the Paradigm logo front and centre behind the grille. Sorry, on the grille. The grille itself has a nice little elegance to it in a silver grey. The grille is held in place with the plastic pegs and sockets, as you would see, and the subwoofer looks extremely elegant with the grille off or on, as you can see, with an emulation of the Paradigm logo on the bottom. Nevertheless, the grille is acoustically transparent, and it's got these stiff plastic corners to ensure that there's no chatter or flex in the grille itself. It's wonderful to see. As I said, it's a 10-inch drive unit, so 250 millimeter. It's an aluminium drive unit, huge voice coil in behind this, massive magnet accounting for a vast chunk of the weight of the product. Again, from a design element perspective, they have complemented the white and black design with the silver and silver, which is nice to see. Turning it around, we see that the unit is not very deep. In fact, virtually it's a square if you were to sort of map it out like that. It's compact and making it much easier to place in a room. Again, it's one of the reasons that they went for a sealed box design with this. They know that the vast majority of people can't put a product like this in exactly the right place. So by making it more compact, the options for placement become vastly easier. Okay. Spinning it around, we see that the whole back of it is actually used as a heat sink. And it's a complete departure of any of the previous subwoofers from a layout and feature set perspective. Firstly, we see the Paradigm Defiance S10, the logo part of things, and a bit of electrical compliance and some boring stuff. Directly below that, though, we have speaker level input, clearly labelled left and right. Now that's really, really important. If you're integrating this in a music environment, getting a tap directly from the signals from the amplifier's speaker outputs gives a timing accuracy to it that sometimes can be lost when you're using the pre-out or LFE out. So it's excellent that they've introduced that feature. Now to keep things tidy, they've recessed them, so you will need a series of banana plugs if you want to utilise that. We see a basic wireless pair and status light, then the balanced or XLR input for LFE. Beside that we see an LFE in and then sub out for a cascade, and then a stereo line input, all of which very, very clearly labelled. Beside that we see a 12-volt trigger. Now that's to be able to force this product to turn on and off with the AV receiver or other connected device. That's a really useful feature. During very quiet patches, the subwoofer could go into standby. Using a 12-volt trigger means it's not on all the time and unnecessarily being sort of used, so to speak. You can force it on and off with the connected AV receiver very easily. Nevertheless, beside that we see the power mode associated with its standby feature, which is on, trigger, or auto. Auto is where it will sense the signal in and quietly come to life. Then we see a rotary encoder. Now, it's worth mentioning, and I'm going to pause. What Paradigm have invested in is their free Bluetooth app. It's a control and setup app. In it you can change the basics like the volume and the crossover and all of those types of things. You can do a sweep and you can use the buttons on the back to do that as well. So this becomes more like a chog control operator telling the operation system what to do, as the app might. The sweep is ideal to be able to identify rattly things in your room, maybe Bluetooth the odd mirror or picture in place, or remove that ornate piece out of the china cabinet, something along those lines. Because this will produce so much sound energy that it will potentially turn your wall into a diaphragm, not just the furniture within it. Nevertheless, the reason that they've gone with a chog control is that this becomes so much more than just a volume control. Nevertheless, it's big, it's easy, you reach around the back and control it if you wish, or utilise it off the app. Now of course the app means that you can do all of that setup while sitting in the listening position, and that's a huge advantage over its competition. There's a lot that require you to jump up and even maybe move the subwoofer or make tiny adjustments on the fly, and it's difficult when music is playing to get a really good idea of what's going on when you're leaping around the room. Being able to do all that setup from the luxury of your living room seat is an ideal way of doing things. Nevertheless, moving on, we see this, the ARC input, Anthem Room Correction. Now, Anthem, with their ARC and ARC Genesis, is a stunning room and speaker equalization software package. Uses a microphone. Now, this one isn't supplied with it. You can borrow one from us if you ever want to. But they now offer a mic that will connect via a USB into a smartphone, or you can use a laptop, and there's the ARC mic pack, which has the microphone, a stand, outrigger feet and 2 cables, one for the microphone to the laptop and one from the laptop to the subwoofer, and it does an array of room equalization and speaker equalization that leaves its competition and its price utterly in its wake. This is such a performance driven subwoofer that it should be twice the price. Nevertheless, with the app and other things, you've got DSP settings, you've got 2 or 3 different DSPs you can set. So you could have a music mode, a theatre mode, the wife's not home mode, that kind of stuff, which is pretty cool. So there we have it. Paradigm's brand new Defiance S10 subwoofer. 10-inch, 250-ish millimeters, 1,000 watts of power, room correction, wireless, aluminium spiked feet, isolation feet on board, everything. This is utterly perfect. I'm so proud to have shared it with you today here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.